From stolen goods to dolls, I don't want to be anywhere near these things. I'm your host Youssef, and these are 10 cursed items left behind by demons. Make sure you subscribe and ring that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. Anyways, let's call an exorcist.
I'm the Holy Spirit.
Number 10, the Stolen Amethyst. This amethyst has only brought its owners anguish and destruction since it was stolen out of India during the rebellion of 1857. The stone, also known as the Cursed Amethyst, or somewhat misleadingly, the Delhi Purple Sapphire, is currently kept in the Natural History Museum's vault in London, with other priceless gems, including a Martian meteorite and a Medusa emerald. It was not allowed to be taken from the bank safe until 3 years after the last owner's passing because he had it stashed away in 7 different boxes. The amethyst was allegedly taken from the Temple of Indra in Kanpur by a Bengal cavalryman of the name Colonel W. Ferris, who then transported it to England. However, the malevolent character of the lovely violet stone soon became apparent when he practically lost everything he possessed and his health started to decline. He donated the stone to a buddy who later committed himself when his kid who received it experienced the same pain. In a strange turn of events, that buddy had bequeathed the stone to the son who had discovered the amethyst, returning it to him, now bearing a passing toll from its legend. Number 9, books. A book might have taken years to produce in the Middle Ages. A scribe would spend hours each day carefully constructing letters by hand while hunched over his copy table in natural light solely because lights posed too great a risk to the volumes. Copying hurts. According to one scribe, it extinguishes the light from the eyes, it bends the back, it crushes the viscera and the ribs, it brings forth pain to the kidneys and weariness to the whole body. Scribes and book proprietors had a great motive to preserve their work given the enormous amount of labor that went into generating books. They employed the one tool they had: language. Scribes and book owners would inscribe dramatic curses that threatened thieves with anguish and misery if they were to steal or harm these priceless works of art at the opening or end of books. The worst penalties they were aware of, excommunication from the church and a torturous, excruciating execution, were used without hesitation. If you steal a book, you might get your hands cut off, be made to give your hands as sacrifices, have your eyes gouged out, or pass away in the fires of hell and brimstone. Number 8, white lighters. There are many myths about smoking and good fortune. Every new pack of cigarettes some individuals purchase has one cigarette turned upside down to make it lucky. Some people think it's unlucky to light 3 or more cigarettes with the same match. Using a white lighter is also thought to be extremely unfortunate, a superstition that has persisted among smokers of all types despite being, well, quite foolish. Even in modern times, it's not unusual to run into smokers who refuse to buy white lighters and won't even use them to light things that belong to someone else. When one is being used, some individuals don't even like to be there. But how did this myth begin in the first place? Who knows? Number 7, the Hope Diamond. There are strong indications that such fabrications serve to heighten the mystery and appeal of the stone because increased publicity typically increases the gem's value and newsworthiness. But the diamond has long been associated with a mythical curse that is said to bring tragedy and misfortune to anyone who owns or wears it. Many false reports claimed that the Hope Diamond's original form was taken from an eye of a statue of the Hindu goddess Sita in the late 19th and earlier 20th centuries. The specific legends about the Hope Diamond's cursed origin were created in the early 20th century to add mystique to the stone and increase its sales appeal, as well as increase newspaper sales. However, similar to the Curse of Tutankhamun, this general type of legend was most likely the independent creation of Western authors during the Victorian era. Number 6, the Terracotta Army. Okay, so perhaps this one isn't so much cursed as it is a sign of really unfair circumstance, but I'll let you make that judgment. In 1974, farmers stumbled upon the famous terracotta warrior, chariot, and horse figures that represent the army of China's first emperor. The artwork was interred with the emperor in 210 BC to honor his empire, and ever since, the region has grown to become a popular tourist site for people to mark off their bucket lists. The government, business people, and other third parties who only wanted to look and profit from the war warriors gradually eclipsed the farmers and the lands they relied on, and as luck would have it, the farmers received nothing for the discovery. In actuality, their 2,000-year-old village, which had once believed that displeasing the army would bring bad luck, was regrettably acquired by the state, destroyed, and replaced with gift shops. Number 5. Robert the Doll. The doll is said to possess supernatural powers that enable it to move, alter its facial expressions, and emit chuckling noises. According to some versions of the story, Otto received received a doll as a gift or as retaliation for a wrongdoing from a young girl of Bahamian descent. Others report that the doll was aware of what went on around him and moved voodoo figurines around the room. Other versions state that the doll vanished after Otto's house changed hands several times after his passing, or that young Otto activated the doll's paranormal activities by attributing his misfortunes as a child to the doll. Folklore in the area claims that the doll has been responsible for job losses, divorces, broken bones, car accidents, and a cornucopia of other misfortunes, and that museum visitors suffer post-visit misfortunes because they failed to respect Robert. Number 4. Busby's Stoop Chair. The butcher Thomas Busby reputedly cursed an oak chair known as the Dead Man's Chair before he was hanged in North Yorkshire, England in 1702. The chair is said to be haunted. The landlord gave the chair to the Thirsk Museum as a result of the several passings that were later linked to persons using it. After ending his father-in-law Daniel Audie in 1702, Thomas Busby was detained, prosecuted, and given the execution penalty. Busby and Audie were partners in a coin counterfeiting operation, among other illegal businesses, and after a dispute over the operation, Busby kicked Audie out of the picture. According to one version of the story, Busby cursed the chair as he was being led to be executed, while a different version claims that he did so while intoxicated on the chair when he was being detained. Number 3. The Woman from Lemb. If your initial thought upon viewing this is, what exactly am I looking at? Well, the best response this author can provide you right now is, I don't know. But what I do know about this limestone statue is that it is a cursed object. The artifact, which was made around 3500 BC and was discovered in Cyprus in 1878, has belonged to several families over the decades, but each one has been torn apart by death. The founding family's 7 members all passed away within 6 years of ownership. Ivor Minucci, the second owner, bought it, but he and his family lost him after just 4 years. The statue finally disappeared for a very long time, but several family members perished when a new third family eventually claimed it. 2 of the remaining members, however, made a very judicious donation of the object to the Royal Scottish Museum. Number 2. Annabelle. The paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum is home to a purportedly haunted Raggedy Ann doll named Annabelle. Thereafter, Annabelle was relocated due to alleged hauntings in 1970. One of the antagonists in the Conjuring universe is a character based on the doll. The doll was donated to a nursing student in 1971, according to the Warrens. They claimed that the doll exhibited odd behavior and that a psychic medium informed the student that the doll was possessed by the ghost of a deceased girl by the name of Annabelle. The student and her flatmate attempted to accept and care for the doll that was in possession of the ghost, but the doll apparently behaved in a frightening and cruel manner. The doll was moved to the Warrens Museum at this time, according to them, after they declared it to be demonically possessed. Until the Warrens' Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut closed, the doll was kept there in a glass box. Number 1. The Dark Mirror. This mysterious reflector, which appears to practically take on a life of its own, is housed in the world's only mobile museum of the unexplained. The original owner bought it at a psychic fair in the Columbus vicinity and sold it to the museum. The same owner claimed that after looking into the scrying mirror's black reflection, they were overcome with horrifying visions. The museum asserts that visitors have also described unsettling visions, including seeing their own passing when staring into the reflected glass. Thanks for watching. Those were 10 cursed items left behind by demons. Leave a like and comment if you think we missed anything on the list, and we hope you have a scary day.